across the line.
He's gonna get down here first.
Look at Andrew Tate flying third after that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you figured out, we are adding a little bit of color here to the whole show, bringing some walk-up music, if you will, for our drivers. The songs they have chosen is that which we are playing here before the start, and to set our field, to run it down a little bit quicker, it is Heat 3B of the 2019 Race for the Southern Cup. It is presented by TVA, and it is our final preliminary heat of the day. This is the last opportunity for these four boats to earn points and get into the final.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, 1 to the 5.
It is 1 minute to the 5-minute gun. Our four boats again. The 6, Miss Homestreet, Jimmy Shane. The 11, J&D's, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, Tom Thompson. The 98, Graham Trucking, The American Dream, driven by Corey Peabody. And the 7, Spirit of Detroit, Bert Henderson, Shane, Thompson, Peabody, Henderson. Heat 3B coming up. 5 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. 5:30. Stand by if you want it for the official countdown to the 5-minute mark. Coming up in about 15 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, 5.
5 minutes. You heard it officially. The green flag is on the course, and as I have said, because of where the pit area is located here, they will allow the boats to come on the race course before the 5-minute mark because it's such a long drive across the lake.
And Brad, you've got all four boats out on the course right now headed your way.
You did your part, Paul Doogie. You got them all fired up and ready to go. We see 4 rooster tails, nicely done. And now it's our job to pick them out of the sun. I can tell you the third boat coming up there is the Chartreuse and Carnival Orange U11 J&Ds, presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And that looks to me like that's going to be Bert Henderson at the top of the course. I think that's Corey Peabody in behind him, then Tom Thompson, and your last one is the powder blue and white Miss Home Street, Jimmy Shane. Three minutes and 55 seconds, 3:55 to the start of Heat 3B. Bert Henderson, he had the difficulty in the previous heat. He had a DMZ violation. That means before the heat started, he cut the course where he should not have. I hope he's got it right this time. It looks good to me because he just cut the course again and went over to the backside. Tom Thompson, on the other hand, will go. Oh, where's Corey? Where is Corey? Oh, he's down in the lower end of the race course. Okay, I missed Corey Peabody. I lost him for a minute. Corey Peabody coming out of the lower corner. Tom Thompson is just inside of him. We've still got all 4 of our race boats that are scheduled to go here in our Heat 3B. Coming up on 2 minutes and 55 seconds to the start. 2:50 until the start. Everybody's been pretty quiet here so far. We'll see if there is any maneuvering. If there is, the ones to watch here are going to be Bert Henderson and Tom Thompson. Both have had issues go against them. One mechanical, one was with the referees, but each of them came out of one of their preliminary heats with a goose egg. They want to be on that front row of the final. 2 minutes, 20 seconds, 2:20 to the start of Heat 3B, presented by the TVA. And speaking of the TVA, you can visit their booth in Zone 1 to find out more about hashtag My Lake Guntersville campaign and how you too can be involved. TVA, part of the community. Bert's got that he's got that course cutting figured out now. He's done it twice at the lower end of the course. Now Corey, that's a tough spot to be at $150. Look to see if Corey doesn't cut across the race course. If he's going to go all the way down and his beacon is blinking, his beacon was blinking, he was below 80 miles an hour. Boy, and that got a little dicey right there. Tom Thompson just cut the course, and it was right in front of Jimmy Shane. The referees are going to have to take a look at that one. That looked like it might not have been the sweetest thing. 1:15. We're going to call everything as it is on the water. Who's cutting the course? Look at Bert. Bert's going to cut the course, get to the backside, get over there at about 1 minute. I think his timing's pretty good. Bert's going to jump into lane 1. So, up the backstretch right now, you've got Bert Henderson sitting in 1. We're going to assume Corey Peabody, the second boat going up there, is in lane 2. Tom Thompson made a move to get inside Jimmy Shane, but did you see that? Tom Thompson just had to move outside Jimmy Shane. Jimmy, that's a legal move. He's got to have 5 boat lengths before he can move over on Tom. I think he was good to do it. And it looks like Corey Peabody wasn't in lane 2. Looks like he was in 3 because Jimmy Shane has put the Home Street Bank in lane number 2. Henderson is going to be in 1 at 20 seconds. These guys are early. Henderson is in 1. Shane is in 2. Shane's trying to go inside. Shane's trying to go inside. I don't know if that maneuver's going to work. We're inside 10. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Bert Henderson leads everybody across. Jimmy Shane made a move to the inside. It may prove disastrous. He got wet coming down to the start. First boat out of the corner, Bert Henderson. He's going to come off the corner with a solid lead, but that is Jimmy Shane coming up on the outside, but he's a rooster tail back. These boats are running hard down the backstretch. That's Shane in second. He's a rooster tail back of Henderson, but he's running him down. Tom Thompson trying to run down Corey Peabody on the inside of the backstretch. Look at Jimmy Shane. The start is good. It's official. Watch Shane and Henderson off the top end of the race course. Henderson in lane one. Stay tight to the buoy row. Burt, he does. Now he'll square it up and come down and put one of three in the books. We're going to go 3 times around. Burt Henderson got the tiger by the tail right now. He's got Jimmy Shane on his outside. Shane trying to run down the driver from Brookville, Ontario. Shane's got his hands full with this one. Thompson has gotten by Peabody at the end of lap number 1. Shane still back about 4 boat lengths. Henderson so far holding him off. This is a clash here. You would think Jimmy Shane could get around him. This is how important the inside lane is. Burt still holding him off, but Jimmy's coming. You can't see him, but he's right there. There's 2 boats up that backstretch. Henderson in 1, Shane is in lane 2. This will be an interesting corner as they come down to put lap number 2 of 3 in the book. Look for the blue nose, look for the blue nose, nothing yet. There it is, right there's Jimmy Shane. He gives enough room for Burt. Plenty of legal space right there. Henderson, now it's acceleration that will do it. Shane showed he had it all weekend as he got it right here. He does. Jimmy Shane is going to take the lead. At the end of lap number 2, Shane's got about 5 boat lengths now. He can't move over on Burt. He's got to leave Burt a lane in there. He doesn't have enough lead to close the door. Jimmy's not going to do it anyway. Jimmy stays wide. Henderson pulls up to about 4 boat lengths. Tom Thompson is in 3rd place. He comes across with 2 in the books and Corey Peabody. Burt Henderson showing some real speed in that U7 Spirit of Detroit. But Jimmy Shane has finally got his way around him. Look for Jimmy to go wide in this corner, leave a couple of lanes in there for Burt Henderson. Make sure everything is legal, and Jimmy's going to come down. If everything holds as we anticipate, that pick up first place and another 400 points. As I thought, he slides out to about lane number 4. Jimmy Shane, put your hands together for him. He ran the daylights out of the U6. I don't think he was expecting it to be that hard, but Shane will take first place. Burt Henderson will take second. Great run for Burt Henderson in the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Now top end of the race course. These points are important, and Tom Thompson needs 225 more of them. Here comes Tom. He sees the checkered flag. He's got Corey covered here. Tom Thompson in the U11 J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And then Corey Peabody driving the U98 Grand Trucking American Dream. 4 started, 4 finished. And on paper, it didn't look quite that difficult for Jimmy Shane, but all of a sudden, he had his hands full. Burt Henderson knew he had him on his hip. He doesn't have as much boat as Jimmy's got, but he had him on his hip, and he knew if he could drive him wide, he could hold him off for perhaps as long as possible. Great run for Burt Henderson, and of course, another first place finish for Jimmy Shane. He'll be happy with it. Paul Doogie, 4 started, 4 finished. You got them all coming your way, and Jimmy Shane's got to be a happy young man when he gets off the boat.
Yeah, I'm anxious to ask him what did happen. You said it looked like he got washed down in that one corner, but recovered.
Paul Doogie, please just jump in whenever you got somebody. There's some grousing going on the radio. There was a couple of issues there that might have grabbed the attention of the officials. We're going to keep monitoring that. There was a couple issues that we saw standing here. Who knows what else they might be looking at, but things are always under review. In the meantime, jump in with Jimmy when you got him. I have done the job that Paul Doogie is doing over in that pit area right now. He's trying to get on a dock that is anything but stable as those boats come back. There are crew members all over the dock. There's cranes moving. There's boats there, drivers that want to talk to crew chiefs that want drivers. And Paul goes walking through there with a microphone, just looking for somebody to talk to. Jump in, Paul, whenever you get somebody. And we expect the first person you're going to grab is going to be wearing that Home Street blue.
Yeah, and give me just a second here. So far, we've managed to make the entire weekend. Only one person went into the water off the dock, and fortunately, it was not me. And here we are with Jimmy Shane. Jimmy, another heat win.
Yeah, that was an exciting one. Boats are kind of all over the place.
Yeah, we saw Bert hit the start first on the inside lane. You ran him down, though, without any problem. Or was there a problem?
Well, there was a little hiccup before the start there. I was coming down at the start-finish line, and Tom Thompson was cutting through the course, and I had established lane one on the course, and Tom did not yield to me at all, and I had to turn as hard right as I could, or I would have ran over him.
So did he wash you down, or you just had to get out of the way?
Oh, absolutely. I got washed down. I had to reset myself. So there should be a penalty coming for Tom on that. But we'll see what the officials review on the video. I've already radioed it in to my corral men. And then coming around for the start, it looked like Bert swung out a little wide. I got into his rooster tail coming down for the start, and that just got a little behind on the start there. But luckily, we have good equipment. The Miss Home Street was able to pick it right back up and get around Bert and come away with the win that heat.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've been doing this long enough. Yeah, we're moving out of the way of the boat, but coming overhead. I've been doing this long enough to know that usually when you get those kind of things happen on the course, you don't recover and win. That boat's fast.
Oh, yeah, the boat's very, very fast. The equipment is very, very good. So really much looking forward to what we have to show in the final heat.
All right, we'll check in with you then.
Thank you.
Good luck. So you heard from Jimmy Shane, his version of the story. Let me walk down the pits and see if we can get some other thing. Going to take a minute, Brad, and I'll be back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Just jump in when you've got somebody. So the two issues that Jimmy made reference to, we saw them both. We said, I don't know if that looks totally kosher. So we'll let the officials take care of all that. We'll just make our calls here. We'll just tell you what we see. Then it's the officials to determine whether or not it was legal or not, or somebody's going to incur the wrath of the officials. So that was our Heat 3B. That was the end of our preliminary heat racing for H1 Unlimited. Still got a final heat to run. The big trophy. And maybe a couple of comments while we wait for Paul down there to see who he can grab. But maybe a couple of comments about the final heat. Last year was the first time the Unlimiteds had run on Lake Guntersville in 49 years. We had some decent preliminary heat racing. We had some side-by-side racing. But the final heat last year in the Southern Cup, the 2018 Southern Cup, was one for the ages. I made the comment, I've watched the tape 1,000 times, I made the comment that I'd been watching boat racing for 60 years and I didn't think I'd ever seen a final heat as good as we had here last year. So I don't know, Guntersville, we got a fleet of boats over there that are going to try and put on a show as good as they did a year ago, but it doesn't always happen that way, but we're going to give it a go. We are going to have 5 boats on the front row. We're going to put all 6 out. 5 are going to be in the front row. 1 boat will be a trailer boat. He will start 5 seconds behind the rest of the field. We've been running 3 laps in our preliminaries. We will run 5 laps in the final. I don't care how many points you have. Once you earn your way via those points to the front row of the final, we throw them out the window. It's winner take all. And last year, if you weren't here, 2 boats came off that exit pin on the final lap and the final turn, and they were literally dead even. Andrew Tate and Jimmy Shane came to the wire, and it was a boat length, maybe. I think if I remember the numbers, it's 0.041 miles per hour difference between the 2 boats. Absolutely amazing. So we can only hope we can do it again in 2019. Paul,
Hey,
again,
Brad, I'm over here with Corey Peabody right now. Corey, now you've got 4 races under your belt. Getting better each time?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting better each time. We're getting to start on the line now. We're hitting the, start finish at 0 right when we're supposed to, and we're giving it everything we got.
There are a couple of small incidents on the race course. Do you get a chance to see those? I never can tell with what your perspective is where you are.
I didn't see it. I heard it on the radio, and I'm not really too worried about them. Just kind of worry about ourselves and do what we got to do, and the officials have figured all that out in the end.
Yeah, they will. Talk to us a little bit. You mentioned your radio guys. What are they talking to you about when you're out there on the course?
We're going over the timing marks, where we need to be, where everyone is, kind of give me marks on, who's coming up on my inside or outside, just so we can keep the race course safe. And sometimes it's not, as, you saw this last one, but, we're just keeping our nose clean and doing what we can to get to the next, get to the final.
Yeah, I would assume with when the water starts churning up, gets churned up, and you've only got so much sight line around you. I know you have mirrors on the outside, but can you see somebody when they're coming up on you?
Yeah, I can see them, to a point. My radio guy lets me know when they're well behind or wherever they are. So I can, I'm comfortable, with that. So we see them, I hear about them, and so we just do our business.
There you go. Looking good this weekend. We'll see you in the finals.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Paul Doogie. Really good job jumping in. Great questions of the drivers. And, Corey's got the same mentality that they all do. All they can do is go out there and do the best they can, listen to their radio man, and if there's a call that needs to be made one way or another, the officials have got to make it. I can tell you they're huddled around the monitor right now watching things, and we'll let them do their business. As soon as they know, they will come tell us. So, what it means, at least so far, is if you are a fan of the Miss Home Street, if you think that Jimmy Shane's a pretty cool kind of guy, I'm going to have him over here at start finish here in probably 15 minutes or so, because we have a trophy to give him. And if you'd like to meet Jimmy Shane and have your picture taken with him, he's going to come over here and see us as soon as he can catch a ride over. Next up on our schedule is our Grand Prix World final heat. I said we were getting to the end of the day. The big trophies are getting dusted off. Our Hyco, Alabama GPW Championship final is next on deck.